Hello, everyone. Please welcome Vivi to our Clear Code channel. Welcome, Vivi.
Hello.
I am so happy to have you here today. And Vivi is one of our Clear Coders, and she's a dog mom to Roddy, to a Roddy. So, like a Rottweiler, yes? Yeah. Oh, I love those. She loves to stay active, being outside, and she loves food, which makes the Clear Code a perfect option. So I'm so excited to have you here today to talk about your Clear Code journey, Vivi. Thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So tell me a little bit about your Clear Code journey before you found me. You've had such amazing success on the program so quickly and during a really stressful period in your life. So it's really amazing what you've done. And I just wanted to know kind of your journey. When did you first start breaking out and what did you try? What did you do? All the things.
So I did have preteen or teenage acne. I went through that. And then I remember like in my 20s, it just cleared up. Whenever I was a teenager, I do remember going to the dermatologist and they prescribed, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a medication. And I took it, cleared me up quickly. And then from in my 20s, I remember that I would just use like Cetaphil, just something like a face wash. And then getting as soon as I turned 30, it was like my grand gift from myself to me.
Yeah.
I noticed very big cysts I was getting on my chin, and they were very, very painful. And, I noticed them like they would come in like clusters in a way, and then they would form like one big lump, and it was just very, very painful. And I
Yeah.
remember going to the dermatologist, and they prescribed me some a medication. It was pills, and then also like a topical. And then I tried that for, I think they say you have to at least try it for 6 months or 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks to know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
So I used whatever they had prescribed. I used it for 6 weeks, and I was still, it was still bad. And then I went to the dermatologist again, and they were like, all right, well, let's try Accutane. And whenever the doctor let me know, like, we're going to use Accutane, I was very shocked because to me, I didn't feel like it was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had also seen like I had read about the side effects and how bad they were. So, and the dermatologist spent with me maybe like a minute or so. I think I spent more time in the waiting room than with the actual dermatologist. So whenever I left, I was very discouraged. Kind of like, your story.
Yeah.
And then so I didn't get that prescription filled. And then they prescribed, I think it was like a retinol. And that I feel like just ruined me because it causes you to purge.
Yeah.
And the purging was awful. I remember I would spend hours a day just Googling, searching, you know, acne stuff and how to take care of it and stuff. But I found you through TikTok and glad glad that I did.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the hours and hours of searching too. I had done stuff like that too. And I feel like too, by the time you found me, you were feeling very defeated about the whole
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
I remember our talk and you were like, I'm at the end of my rope.
Yeah.
Had you tried any other natural holistic options at that point, or was it just all traditional by the time you found me?
It was all traditional. I did kind of fall in the loop of TikTok where they're
Mm,
like, "Oh, eggs is causing, you to break out, your chin area. It's hormonal. It's the dairy. It's the sugar, stuff like that." So before I started with your program, I had already like started like cutting that out of my diet, but I felt like it was just very, very strict. I was kind of like lost. I was like, okay, so I'm doing this on my own. And I didn't feel like it was getting better either,
yeah.
because I continued to break out.
Yes. And I think that's one of the most annoying parts about the restriction and or the food stuff where you hear online like, "Oh, cut this thing out and it'll fix the problem," right? And you think, "Okay, fine. Let's give it a go." And
Yeah.
then it doesn't work at all and you're feeling deprived, frustrated, and the last thing you want to do is go back to the dermatologist, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the last thing that I wanted to do. I had a really bad gaslighting experience, but I will say, as all of these things are, like, even though it was terrible, it's led me here, right? So it's like, I can't be angry about it anymore, but it doesn't make it any less disheartening. I understand for
Mhm.
sure. When you first
Yeah.
found me on TikTok, what did you think?
I was like, "She's very nice."
Okay, good.
And number 2, I was like, "Okay, so she's not using medications," which I was trying to avoid, like, I didn't wanna put any more pills, any more stuff on my face, like, I was just trying to go the natural way of doing it because in my head, I was like, "Alright, in my 30" I was like, "I'm in my 30s, I need to figure out something that's gonna work with me for, like, for the rest of forever," you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't wanna take something and then it just be temporary and then my face get bad again, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So you felt like you wanted to get to the root of all of it. Were you skeptical at all? Again, you can be honest. A lot of people are. I understand.
No, I think I even mentioned it to you that whenever I met with you the first time, I felt like at home. I felt peaceful. I felt taken care of, like somebody actually listened to me.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't just like a 1 minute thing, like, "Oh, here, take this and you'll be fine."
Yeah.
And even with our, like our weekly meetings, like I know I couldn't do a lot of the video calls, but like I would, submit my videos or submit my pictures and my journal and stuff. And your feedback was, it was very intentional. You paid attention to, everything and any of my concerns you always gave me great feedback.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear. I that is what we strive to do. I want 100% acne clearing for every client that comes into the Clear Code. That is the goal. It is clear skin or bust for everyone. That is my, and if for some reason it takes a little bit longer, it becomes a personal vendetta for me against the acne. What would you say kind of the biggest shifts that happened for you at the beginning of the Clear Code were, and or the things that helped you the most? Top 2 to 3 things that helped you clear your acne the most.
I think the first one was definitely including more like probiotics because probiotics I had heard of it, but never really,
Done it.
um, like taking a probiotic pill or kombucha, none of that. So, I think that helped me tremendously and also incorporating more vegetables, because I'm a big fruit eater, but as far as vegetables, I was like, it was just here and there. So I feel like those 2 were the big things. And also, look, because whenever I started the program, I remember I was trying so many products on my face,
Yep.
and I remember you telling me, "I think you're over drying," 'cause I think I was using, like, 4 products every single day. So I
Yeah.
was definitely causing a lot of drying and hurting my skin rather than helping it.
I would say that's actually on the low end for clients that find me. They're 4 products. Some clients will come in using 10 to 15 a day.
I can see that because it's just very, very frustrating and, you're kinda, like, in this whole, like, black hole by yourself.
Mhm.
And you really like, you go to the dermatologist hoping to get answers, hoping, to find something that's gonna help you, and then you leave more confused and with nothing to help you or to improve your acne.
Yeah. And I think too, I remember this like it was yesterday. If and when you're trying to heal your acne, right, and it's not working and it's getting worse, you freak out. I would freak out, right?
Yeah.
And then I would just go and buy more topicals because be
Yeah.
freaking out. And I'd be like, I'm just gonna destroy it, right? Oh, and that usually backfires horribly for
Yeah,
everyone.
I do remember that, like, every single morning, I would wake up, even before, like, my alarm clock, and the first thing that I would do was go check in the mirror and see if I had any new breakouts, and of course I did, because
Yep.
number 1, I wasn't sleeping enough, and number 2,
Yep.
I was stressing even more than I
Normal.
already was. It was very, very stressful times.
Yes, yes. And would you say how much has that morning routine, for example, changed since you've gone through the clear code? How is your morning
Oh,
different?
so simple. I don't face wash in the morning. I just use water to
Yep.
rinse it. I don't feel like my face is like screaming at me. I don't feel like it's overly dry anymore. It's very, very simple.
Oh, I love that. How has the clear code impacted your relationship with food as well? I know you mentioned restriction and feeling like you couldn't eat things. How has that changed from beginning to now?
So I'm definitely incorporating a lot more fruits and vegetables. And right now I'm still slowly incorporating back like the dairy a little bit, like little by little, because I don't want to just shock my body and it freak out. So I did start having Greek yogurt this week. So I had it like 2 times this week. and, you know, I've I've been okay.
Yeah, yep, you've made it. Yes.
Um,
Having control and understanding, I feel like is the key, right? I would say maybe like once or twice a year, I'll have something pop up because I've eaten poorly. It's right before my period. I got hair removal done, like all these little things, but I know exactly what's going on. So I don't worry about it. Whereas if and when before clients come to me, right, for before joining the clear code, if you don't understand what's going on, you can spiral really fast from what is
yeah,
happening. Is it going to get worse? Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, how are you feeling about your skin today overall?
I feel really good. I feel like my self-confidence is back. I remember the days where like I would like if anybody would invite me out, like the first time would be like, oh my gosh, like I just hope that that day, like I have a good skin day, like I can cover it up with makeup and it's not like horrible. But now, like I feel very confident. Like if I need to go out, like I don't rush to just pack my skin with foundation and stuff. Self confidence is it's back,
Yeah.
and I just feel very at peace. Like if I see something on my face, like I don't jump onto Google or TikTok trying to figure out like what can I do, or if I do get something new, I look back at like what changed or what did I eat, or if I'm sleeping okay, like it's now I have more knowledge of
Yeah.
the why.
Yeah, that's always been my goal too, is I could tell everyone that joins a clear code at this point, for sure, after doing it for so long. I could tell everyone that comes in exactly what to do for 8 to 12 weeks and their skin would clear. And as long as they followed it, right? Let's say they were robots and they could follow exactly what I tell them to do, their skin would be completely clear. But then what happens after that? Right? Like you guys have to go and live your lives and have vacations or events. And so my goal has always been that we clear your acne and you know why it's clear so that you can take that with you wherever you go. And you actually don't need me anymore. Like my goal is that you don't need me anymore. I obviously love all of you and want you to be there all the time, but also
Mhm.
like I want you to not need me anymore because you know what's up with your skin so much. On that note, final question. What would you say? I feel like you might have just hinted at it, but what would you say the best thing that's come out of the clear code has been for you, Vivi?
Knowledge, for sure, and my self confidence. I feel like I'm number one, very very thankful for you in the program, and I feel like yeah, those two are probably the biggest.
Amazing. Your results, you and a few other people, it was like a magic week actually. I will say you and a few other clients started in the same 48-hour period. And you all had very different skin. You're from very different parts of the world. Everything was different. And this group four of you started over like a 24-hour period essentially. And you all, I don't know what it was about that day or that week, you all have had the most dramatically fast and transformative experiences on the Clear Code. And it's just made me so happy to watch all of your check ins. Everyone's check ins are always great, but you four, for some reason, that magical like day period when you joined, like the day you joined, there were three other clients that joined the same time that had pretty significant cystic acne here. And you all have had almost identical results in terms of like fast shifts amazingly. So
Yeah.
I was so excited to see your progress. And I know how much you deserve this too, because of how much you've worked, how hard it's been. And I'm so grateful for your hard work and so thankful for all of your results. To be honest, I'm so thankful for you and proud of you and excited for you.
Thank you, and I really appreciate you. And I will say that I think it was module 2.
Yep.
It was the one where you had us kind of like mentally shift to really seeing yourself with clear skin and mentally being in it.
Yep.
It's not just like, okay, I'm gonna eat this and do that. Like you really have to see yourself there and mentally, emotionally like be there and give it really your all. Because like I know like during the process and even like on Facebook, it's a very, very like positive atmosphere. And I know some people may think of it as very superficial in a
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
but that's really, really like what we need. And I feel like that module really like shifted everything. I'm like, all right, I'm with Jill. I'm trusting her. Like we just got to give it all, and mentally, emotionally, like I'm in it, and it's gonna be okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that module really, really. kind of shifted the perspective as the way I was seeing everything.
I love to hear that. It is module 2. It's called the Clear Code Mindset. It is a big shift because so many of you have been dealing with acne for years, and you come
Mhm.
in as this person with acne, but starting the Clear Code, you're not going to have acne anymore. So what does that person think? How do they perceive their skin? What do they think about? How do they think about food? You almost have to like move into that identity first so that you can
Mhm.
have the results as well. They happen all together, but it is a big shift that I will
Mhm.
say like some people can walk through faster than others for sure. And you see these identity shifts with everything in life, career, fitness, relationships, and that mindset shift I think is really really important. So I'm really glad to hear that because it is big. Like it's
Yeah,
a big part.
and I feel like it really helped me because when I first started, I was in this, like, I wouldn't say dark place, but I was just very frustrated,
Yeah.
very, upset, very, like, let down by the doctors, like, the medical field. So, I feel like that module just, like, very sh like, just shifted it for me, and really, really helped with the process. So I just I really enjoy that module.
Yay, good. Me too. I actually had a lot of fun making it. And I will say it is I can tell if and when clients are struggling with that aspect of things for sure. And or if clients like fully move into that mindset quickly, you can also see that. And again, the only way I can see this is because I have issues, right? Like everyone else in other aspects of my life where I haven't adopted the identity that I need to get the results that I'm seeking. And so I know how hard it is sometimes to move from focusing on one thing to focusing on another. So I get it for sure. And that, part of what I do every day with clients is like I see a reflection of myself in you all, right? Just different details. Like I struggle
Mhm.
with other stuff that could be
Yeah,
very similar to struggling with acne. Like making that module was good for me. I didn't use the principles and apply them to skin, but I use the principles and apply them to other parts of
yeah.
my life.
And I do wanna say that, like, all your TikTok videos and because, I mean, I follow you on everything. And I know that there's somebody out there, that is going to be so thankful, for you, for your program. And anytime I see one of your TikTok videos pop up, like, I wish I could just tell somebody, "Just please listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. Just
Yeah.
just just sign up. Please do it." Just like, she will love you forever, and you're gonna love her, and it's just gonna be okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I definitely, when I see people struggling with skin stuff in in real life or on TikTok or anywhere, I don't
Mhm.
offer unsolicited advice because I would want to kill people when they do that to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But I always think like, oh, if you just did this, you'll be all set. But the goal is that I think I might have said this to you, but like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I always like aim
yeah,
to have people when they're ready, I'm here. That's always the goal too.
yeah.
Well, I'm so thankful for you and I'm so excited for all of your results, Vivi. So thank you so much for being here with me today and for joining us in the Clear Code. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.